be the one to do a double homework later. I have extra time to prepare if need be to do my double homework later.
Are you up tonight, Ben?
I'm not up tonight,
No.
not up till tomorrow night, which would mean that I would still owe you a double homework because I don't have a homework tonight, but I would have lots of time to prepare my double homework. So it would be no big whoop for me to show up next time with a double homework.
I have my homework made.
Everyone's such Buddhists.
Yeah, I already said, Jenna, I have my homework made because we had a 2-day break. Although I
And
think
you're
I
scheduled
did
for
it. I did it at 2:30 this morning.
And
I
you're
say-
scheduled for tomorrow?
I say let's just do Upa's class, okay?
All right. How about we do what the boss says? What the hell? We tried.
So I don't get my popcorn party, right? I'm no more homework. Okay, here we go.
Oh, I have one question then for the homework. We started a list of 8 what? Do you remember?
8 worldly dharmas.
No. 8 ways you could achieve mastery where
Mastery
you
over
understand how things do not start.
That's a great segue. Here we go. So I have a proposal that we just go around the room and read, okay? So let
Cool.
Udpala take the evening off. Hey, Udpala, if you want to make faces, you can.
You could complain about our reading.
I'm gonna do this.
I can rejoice about your reading.
Are you okay? You good?
Fine, we're fine. Okay, we're fine.
Okay, we're gonna
Hey,
go.
how about I start and then everyone else will be brilliant
All
compared to
right,
it.
you're on it. Go, go, go.
Uh,
Checking.
Okay.
Ke parla, che pasangye ki takpa ni den ki che ki kulat ke wa me patte, sumdi tapu la gongne ke wa me pe che la supar sung par drelwe shede, detar che pani. Dempe ke wa me pala supa ke mi lempe luxo.
Good. Okay. So they're talking about 8 different ways in which things cannot start. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here's the 8th one. Kepala, especially Chepani, Darpa Ninenge Ku. Say Darpa Ninden.
Ninden.
Ninden. Yeah. It's kind of the definition of the Dharmakaya, if you want to know, okay? It's kind of beautiful. It's the body of the Buddha, which has the 2 features, okay? And I thought I would tell you what the 2 are. So let's skip to this little commentary I found for you by this unknown writer from Sarah J. Just kidding. Tim, you want to go?
Am I checking or reading?
You're reading, and the person next to you will check. Ellie will check.
All right. Starting at Dakpani.
Yep.
Dakpani, Dengi Ching Dartuk. Ying. It's Ying, right?
King.
Ying.
Ying. That's what I said. Yes. Yes is the question. Ying Tartuk. No Nis Kui
Yeah.
Seni.
Let's stop there, and we'll do it in pieces. Here's the definition of Roaniku, which is what in Sanskrit?
Dharmakaya. When the
Bhavakaya.
Sambhavakaya?
Svabhavakaya.
Bhavakaya.
Svabhava. Yeah.
Yeah, the body of the Buddha, which represents their ultimate nature, the emptiness of the Buddha, okay? And it's called Dabba Nindenge Ying Kartu. Ying means kind of like mystic place. Ying, and you say Ying. You say Ying.
Ying.
Ying, okay? And Dapanyi then means it has two kinds of purity. Okay. So the definition of the essence body of the Buddha is the body which has the two kinds of purity. That ultimate realm which has the two kinds of purity. Okay. And I think Tim had such a short one. Yeah, let me join this up for you. Okay, go.
Right. Nipani de la Yena, Rangshing Nam Tak Ki Chargyurpe, Noa Ni Kutang, Lober Nam Daki Chargyurpe, Noa Ni Kuni.
Good. Okay. If you divide the essence body of the Buddha into two, there's the Rangshin Namdaki Chargyurpe no Niku, which means the essence body of a Buddha which is pure by nature. Okay, nobody made it pure. Okay. And then there's the Lobor Namdaki Chargyurpe no Niku. Lobor means
Comes and goes.
comes in. Yeah, you could say that. What's that fancy word, Nick?
Adventitious.
Adventitious. It means that it wasn't pure from the beginning. Something happened and it became pure. So the Buddha has two kinds of purity. One which they have always had, and which you have now. For actually, you already have your part of your Buddha body. You have the emptiness of yourself. That's Rangshin Namdaki Chargyurpe Mitu. And you have that, and that is the Buddha nature. Okay. So, Tathagata Dharma. Okay. And then Lobor Namdak. So Lobor is an important word, and it means at some point it happens. You know, in billions of years, at some point it happens, you know, and you change and you become pure. So the Buddha has two kinds of dakpa, right? Two kinds of
Purity.
okay, good. Now he gives examples, and then we're done with our little detour. And I think Ellie was begging to read this one, if I remember. And Christina's going to check her.
Dampani Sangye Pakpe Gyuki Chuni Tabu
Mhm.
Nipani De Gyuki Ngok Den Tabu
Okay.
something.
Wow.
Sangye Pakpa. Why do they say Arya here
Are you
when they're talking about a Buddha?
Hi?
No, they're still in Arya. You see?
To me, like they usually say Sangye Pakpa when they're talking more about a being than by like the phenomenon of enlightenment. So it's an Arya who happens to be a full Buddha.
You could say that. You could say that. But the important point to learn is that you don't lose the word Arya when you become a Buddha. You're still in Arya.
That's good.
Gyuki Chini. What's the Chini?
Emptiness, suchness.
Yeah, the emptiness of the being of a Buddha, of an Arya who's a Buddha, enlightened. Okay.
It's like that.
Yeah. And then the second one, which is Lobo Namdaki Chargyurpe Ngonyiku, is the Gokten in their Gyu.
Truth of cessation is in their mind stream.
Yeah. And that means like the fact that they could never get angry again.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I mean? And that's something they had to work out in this life. They weren't born that way. They needed to work it out in this life. Okay. So the end of certain negative qualities in their mind stream is adventitious. It happens at some point in time. It wasn't built in from the factory. So let's go.
Also, is tabu giving it a certain flavor instead of like yin?
It's implying there's other examples.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question about Lobor?
Yeah.
Is it usually when it's used in Buddhism or in our texts, is it often mean something that you get eventually rather than something that comes and goes? Or is it just depend?
No, it can mean in any context something that happens and then things change. It's not natural. It's not the way things are in the beginning.
Right. Okay.
You work, and you get lower. So lobor has these connotations of suddenness. Sudden, there's a moment in your life when you change. So lobor can also mean like suddenly.
That makes it, yeah, because it happened a lot in my text, and that makes kind of a big difference to a few spots.
Yeah, lobordu means it can mean suddenly also. You just change and then you're a different person. Okay, now why did it come up in the discussion of different kinds of birth? Okay, why did it come up in the discussion of different kinds of birth? Because it is the Kiewa Mepa.
It's the no birth.
Yeah, it's
The absence of birth, the absence.
Yeah, good. It's the fact of no starting with regard to the Dharma body, Dharmakaya, of a Buddha, which happens to have the two kinds of purity. So he's just showing off that he knows the definition of Dharma body, okay? Aisungo Niku, essence body, okay? Cool. So we had 8 kinds of Kewa Mepa, meaning 8 kinds of
ways that things don't start.
Yeah. I think number 9 is my cafe, but we're working on it. Okay. So di tabula goni. So di tabula goni. What's goni mean, you guys? Goni.
Affliction.
No, it's the true meaning.
Yeah, or true intent, right?
True intent, yeah.
So di tabula goni means keeping in mind the way these 8 ways in which things don't start. This text, which is glossing, talks about Sungba talks about Kewa Mebe Chula Supa, mastery over things that
Don't start.
never started. Yeah, mastery over things that never started. Okay. And that's what the commentary is talking about. Detar Chepani, talking about that. Detar Chepani, Demba Kewa Mepala Sapakimilemilukso. And there are people who don't accept this idea. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. There are people who don't believe in the idea of mastery, meaning that you master things that never started in truth, okay? Some people have a problem with describing it that way. We say mastery means over things that never started. Some people have a problem with that. Because when you explain the mastery over things that never started as meanings never started really, they don't like it. That's all. That's what that last piece says, okay?
So this is KJ saying this is what the highest middle way says.
Yeah, we were quoting Dode again, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a mind-only text. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, it's classified in the mind-only. So he may be talking about the word shape, which they say that that's supa. Okay. So I think the commentary that he's quoting is that's what they say. Okay. Supa she.
Is that like killer?
And when nice, you'll never forget it again. When they say that's what they say, it means this is from the point of a school, Luke, which doesn't accept this idea of birth not happening naturally. Okay. Okay, here we go. Yay, new subject. There's the. Oh, by the way, here's the whole quotation. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Who wrote that? Nowadays, I've been adding this, you guys, because Gopher doesn't spit that out.
Oh, nice.
So you can go to.
We should make it spit.
You can go to Gopher. You can say 4026.
Is there a misspelling there in the title? Oh,
there-
no, it's never mind, never mind. I thought it should have been Kaya, but it's not.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Hang on. Here's how to find out.
Could you share it, please?
Sorry, I gotta share my desktop, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it happens to be by Basabandhu. Okay. Okay, so I just found it for you. Okay. All right. Basabandhu is explaining his half brother. Okay, here we go. Seiji, yay! Christina checking, yay!
Uta le yandak mayin kum tokyu tela nipo yunayin topa ni indila yu de la yang ni de yu.
Take a shot at translating each line separately. It's simple. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 syllables. Okay, so uta means separating the middle from the
Middle from the extreme.
Yangda mayin.
It's not correct.
It isn't pure.
It isn't pure. It's just kunto. Topa.
Imagined.
It's all concept.
It's just an idea. Okay. It's not pure. It's just an idea. Okay, Seiji, try the next one by itself. De la nipo yomayin. Yopa means,
Something is not
yeah,
mayin.
ni, nipo. Both. When you say bo, it's bo. Okay. So the second line says it doesn't have either one. What it is, we don't know yet. Okay. It's like a riddle. Okay. Toba nini dilaya. What's that mean, Stacey?
Emptiness.
Di
Something
ya.
of
Toba ni.
do something of
This has something. And de la yang de yudo.
I'm sorry, what was that? There was a whole bunch of other talking going on.
Yeah. Toba ni. Okay. This has emptiness. And then the last line says,
Please mute your microphones.
the last line says, that also has that. Okay, now we don't know what it means yet. Let's do the pieces. It's not pure, it's just imagined. There are none of the two with it. But it has emptiness, and that also has that. That's all we know. Who wrote this crazy thing?
Lord Buddha.
Master Vasubandhu. I mean, Arya Sangha with Lord Maitreya.
Yeah, it's one of the 5 great books, of which we are starting off on one soon to fill in a hole in our translation team. Okay, here's a footnote, which the footnotes of the mixed nuts are going to be valuable by themselves someday. Okay, they will be. They truly will be. Let's get a bigger cursor here now that I'm looking at Miss Chinzong.
Yeah, I stole this footnote and put it up above, actually.
Yeah,
Terms ago.
so here it is. Distinguishing the middle from the extremes are considered mind-only. This is another mind-only. 3 mind-only books in the 5, 2 middle-way books in the 5. And there's a debate. There's an argument. Okay. So your book, Munto Gien, is one of the 2 which are considered, along with the Uttara Tantra, are considered middle way. Okay. Although there's argument about it. By the way, the part he quotes from separating the middle from the extremes is right at the beginning. Okay, and here it is. Yanda mayan kundogyo de la nipa yumayin tobanini de la yu de la yanu de yu. Hidub tends to
He'd be pretty good at making accurate quotations.
be careful about his quotations. Okay. I think he was a little nerdy, and Gyaltsen J was a little like type A. Right, Nick? Okay.
I get that feeling, yes.
Okay, Christina Kathika, Chinzon's checking you.
Tela, kampa, tampo, peu, dampe, peu.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Tongshi, shang, changrang, shingi.
What?
She's trying to get some reaction from the Chinzom.
Where am I?
I don't make a
Chang.
mistake purposely.
Shenwang.
She's not.
Oh,
Shen-
Shenwang.
the nice thing about
Shenwang,
purposeful mistakes is
It's
nobody
confusing.
knows. Shenwang.
Shenwang,
Rang-
rang, shingi,
Ki-
ye, partan.
10.
10.
There.
You guys translate it while Grandpa drinks some nice tea. Thank you, Rosa. Come on, Kramer. Come on, word.
Are we going to expand on the first one?
What's
Are we-
kind of double mean?
Are we expanding on the first line here?
The
Yeah.
first
First
chapter.
line,
Is Kongpa chapter here?
Oh, you guys are
the line of the verse, isn't it?
Yes, first line of the verse.
Okay. That's
Foundation of emptiness.
That's why we have 10 mixed notes, because one will be right at any given time. The first line is saying, hey, somebody had Gakshi this morning.
I did.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
thing to be
Yeah,
the thing to be
it's the
denied,
place where
really.
Something ain't. No, it's the place where something
Yeah.
ain't.
Yeah, so what thing are we talking about as emptiness? It's called Tongshi, the thing which is empty. Tongshi means the thing which is empty, okay?
Okay.
What's
Yes.
the Tongshi here?
Shenwang.
Shenwang.
Good, good. And it's Rangshinki Yupa.
Oh.
There is self nature.
That's self-nature. So how can it be a Tongshi?
I guess just be
Empty of not having causes, empty of not being uncaused.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe like that. Don't
Yeah.
forget, we're in the mind-only school, okay? And they may not deny Rangshinki Yupa, okay?
Oh, we had it last term. It's up above, but I can't remember it
It's okay.
of what it was empty of.
Okay, here's the first line. Yanda Mayan Kundongyun. Okay, it is not pure. It is imagined. It is not pure. It is imagined. And that's supposed to be saying that things which cause other things do have a nature.
Oh no.
Okay, that I don't know. Here it says it is not pure. It is only imagined. And then he says that proves that changing things do exist through some nature. Though. Whoa.
Oh. I mean, I guess it just means that
Oh,
Shenwang are the place
just-
where that thing doesn't really exist. The Kuntak.
What's
It's the self nature of young group of emptiness.
Ooh.
I think that's what it is.
by the way, what's been the whole fight so far in this term in Nupala's book? What are they fighting about?
Yeah, what are we fighting about?
What have they been arguing about? The whole term started out with the three characteristics of the,
Mind only school.
well, yeah. And some people were trying to say that there was a problem with one of them, so now the other two are canceled. Right? Do you remember?
Right, right. If you discount one, you discount all.
Yeah. Let's go to the other Kangbas and see if it helps. Okay, these are the four legs of the DCI system. Christina, you gotta read again because that was so short. Chunzom, just check her. Okay, Kamba.
Compagnie pe Deni Sung Zin Zeta Deba Nipo Tongpartan
Nipu.
Nipo
Yeah.
Tongpartan.
Now, when you say in English, empty of popcorn,
Yes.
empty of popcorn, you say of, possessive. But in Tibetan, you have to use by. Okay, empty by popcorn. Okay, so what's this saying? Teni Deni means that same thing, maybe. Shenwang, okay, is devoid of. Then it becomes then you can say devoid of, or empty by in Tibetan. Okay.
Is by the instrumental?
Yeah,
Or
instrumental.
in
The
ni?
asset nipa.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thing that you're empty of comes just before an instrumental case. Emptied by, this bowl is emptied by popcorn instead of empty of popcorn. Into that. So what is Shenwang, I guess? Empty of Sung Zin Ze Ta De.
From being separate from holding to be substantial, like
It means
Subject and object, no?
yeah. Sung Wa Dang, object and subject.
Yeah. Holder and held
Yeah, the holder and
are separate.
hold are devoid of being separate. What's that mean?
Because it's mind only
Substantially
school.
it's not to be a Shenwang. There's no to be a Shenwang is not to be the seed that the Shenwang comes from.
Yeah, you could say that when you see blue, you're looking at the kunchi. You're looking at consciousness. Okay, they're in the same place. Okay, there's no outer objects, right? Mind only school, right? Okay, so okay, so let's say Shenwang means a cause thing, right? Or things that cause other things. Let's take the color blue. Does it include both subject and object? In the mind only school?
Yes.
Yeah, it's part of the refrigerator. When you see the color blue, it's kind of a powerful argument because in the mind only school of these kitchen story, the yelling husband is behind your forehead bone. Like, it's not just your fault. It's about half an inch under the skin here, in the refrigerator. Not only is he not your fault, he's so much your fault that he's part of your brain. You see, okay. So the brain that's watching your husband yell and the husband yelling are both in the same place. That's what this means. They are indivisible. Okay. The blue cannot be separated from the perception of blue. And the yelling husband cannot be separated from your own mind. So don't blame him. Right? All wives must learn this about husbands. And it doesn't apply to wives in husbands' mind. Those wives exist externally. Okay, that's why they always take husband. All right, I think it's Chenzo meeting and Rosa is checking her.
Kangpa Sumpa Pe Shenwang De La Kunta Ki Tong Wei Tong Pa Ni Yong Ju Yang Rang Sin Gi Yupa Tente Ndi Ni Gang Na Gang Ne Pa De Ni De Tong Pa Dang.
Okay. So let's take it to the kitchen and it'll be much, much easier. Just be like eating popcorn. Shenwang, I'm okay. I'm just kidding. Shenwang in the kitchen means what? What's the Shenwang in the kitchen?
A husband who comes from yelling at the kid last week.
Nice.
Causes.
Beautiful.
Comes from causes.
A husband who comes from yelling at you. The ones who's involved with real causation. See, okay. Does he have emptiness? Yes. What's he empty of?
Not coming from the kid, not coming from having yelled at the kids.
Yeah, for example, coming from
Bad pizza or traffic.
yeah, or no pizza at all in my case. Undaki Tony. So he is empty of that imaginary quality. What's the imaginary quality? He's upset because he had a bad day at work. That's kunta. That's just made up in your mind. It has no reality. Okay. It's just your mental picture. And he's empty of that. He's empty of, I didn't do anything, husband. Okay. Sorry. Therefore, he exhibits Yongdru. He's empty of the made-up husband. The come from yelling at the kid's husband is empty of being a made-up husband. Okay? Made up in the sense that I didn't do anything. Yeah, okay? That's applying the three mind-only terms to the situation in the kitchen. Who's the Shen one?
The husband.
Yeah, the cause, the real causation. Who's the imaginary? Kuntak. Yeah, I didn't do anything, husband. And where's the emptiness?
Lack of the kuntak applying to the shenwon.
Yeah,
Naturally.
yeah, good. Kyung, now, the third line of this strange verse says, Tomba nini dilaya. The emptiness is here.
Yeah.
The emptiness exists there in that. Okay, we don't know yet. And then he says, what that means is the fact that the husband who came from yelling is empty of being the husband who's upset because of traffic. Okay, that Yongdrup in itself, that emptiness, the fact that he's not that kind of husband, is also Rang Xinqi Ye.
It does have that nature.
Yeah, so of the three qualities, which quality is he saying does have its own nature?
Yongdru.
The emptiness. Yes, the emptiness. Okay. And then he says, and that's what's not there. That self-nature of the emptiness is what's not there.
So
It has its own
it,
emptiness.
but it's not there.
The emptiness has its own emptiness. Okay. And that's all found in the third, which says that's where the emptiness is. That's where the emptiness is. Okay. Where? Where's the emptiness? It's in the emptiness of the husband who's upset because of.
Whoa.
Okay.
So wait a minute, you said you said, okay, the fact that he's not is also Rangshin Yepa. It does have that nature, and that's what's not there?
No, it's very tricky, Utpal, and you gotta remind me when we get to it in the real translation. Then means the verse is talking about an emptiness which could have its own nature. It's a theoretical. It's actually a non-existent. Okay. Then means what this second line is talking about is an emptiness that could have been existed to its own nature, and that cannot be. Then he says, and that cannot be. Okay. And that cannot be. It's talking
And this is
emptiness having some nature of its own. And then in the third line here, it says, and that's not there. The emptiness doesn't have any nature of its own.
so when it says the emptiness is here, what it means is the emptiness is not here.
Right.
Oh, yeah, right. That's true. Yeah. Tell me, Dila,
Okay,
where's the Dila here?
that's the fourth line.
No, I'd say it's this Dini.
Yeah.
This Yongdu is what doesn't have a nature of its own.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
So are you okay?
No, I still want it to be the shenwon, but
It says Yongdu Kyang. The Yongdu here also doesn't have any nature of its own. See what I mean?
okay.
All right. Whose turn? Hasoris. Rosa checks. Okay. Dila.
Dila Hlakma Yopani. Dear young duck par Yopao. She pei. Gone tongpa ni la jupa. Chi ma lokpa. Trel par sung la.
Yeah. the Joparsu means the commentary says, Joparsu means the commentary says, Hila Lapa Yabani, let's go up and see the fourth. De la Yangni Deyedo, it also has that, right? It also has that. Fourth line, it also has that. Okay, fourth line, it also has that. The rest of this means it does exist purely. You are understanding emptiness correctly. You are engaging in emptiness correctly because it says that one's okay. Okay. It is correct. Okay. Your understanding of emptiness is correct if you understand it this way. All right.
And
And
this isn't from the minority point of view.
it is.
It is from the minority point of view.
I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
Jumper. Now he says some commentary explained that the four lines this way. What was some commentary? I went and got it for you.
Thank you.
Putra's commentary to the Abhidharma. Why is it in the Mainoli category of the figure?
This
From
is
their
the
point of
Sanghas.
view.
This is the Sanghas Abhidharma.
Yeah, good. By the way, I'll ask you later. Okay. Okay. There's the explanation of the fourth line from Jinaputra, who's commenting on Asanga's Abhidhamma, higher Abhidhamma. Okay. All right. Please read. Connie! Yay! You just got here. Everyone else, yeah. Oh, Rosa finished a long time ago.
All right. All right.
Hasa's gonna check you.
Okay. Day chair, Lakma. Yupani, Yopani, Yang Dakma, Yinkun Tokyo, Chetanpa, Deyinpa, Deyinpe, Kuntak, Ki, Tongpe, Lakma, Jen, Wang, Chamo, Yu, Chepe Dong Yinshi.
Okay, good. So Deche Shama, the word the rest, right? Shama means the rest. Okay. Shama Yipani, the fact that the rest are there. Yanda Mayan Kundoya, it is not pure, it is just imaginary. Okay. It is not pure, it is just imaginary. Chetamba Deyembe, Kundaki Tobe Lama Shawaya. What's left over when you remove what you imagined, which is the husband who wasn't my fault, okay? Then what's left over from what was empty is the husband who is Sharma, who does come from your fault. Yeah, okay? Chepe Denyinshin, okay?
I'm sorry, could you say that again? You turned away from your mic.
I'm sorry. That Kuntaki Tombe Lama Shawanya. When you mention here the word the rest, Lagma, what you're referring to is cause things which are empty of being imaginary. Okay, the husband who came from yelling, who is empty of being not my fault.
Okay.
Chepe Denyin, that's what this is talking about. I thought you might like to, there's a mini quotation here, Utpala, in the second line. It ends with che. It ends with che. Okay, and it's in a suspiciously 7-syllable meter. I think we talked it over with Tim. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
Yanda. Yay. So, when you see something which has 7-syllable meter, it might be a quotation from a poem. So be sensitive to that. So Grandpa had a suspicion that maybe it's a quotation. a piece, tiny piece. So I went looking for it. And the kuntok piece, where was that? Well, I found the Yangdak Mayan in a sutra, and it's in the Pile of Jewels Sutra, okay? And here it is. Yangdak Mayan Kundokpa, okay? It's apparently, it's something the Buddha used to say fairly frequently. It's not real, it's not pure, it's just imaginary, okay? Yangdak Mayan Kundokpa. Seven syllables. Okay, so I found it. That's one source, and that's a pretty good source. Here's this guy. Oh, this is another former abbot of Serege who lived about 50 years ago, and he also quotes it. Where does he quote? He quotes it from. He quotes the other piece from Uta.
You were just there.
Yeah. Here's a commentary on Uta Namje. Yanda Mayan Kuntopa. Okay. So it appears in the root text of the Madhyamanta Vibhanga. And it also occurs in, they're both quoting from sutra, ancient sutra. Okay. And that's why Utpala, there was this one syllable che, C-E-S, okay? That's the end quotation mark. So that means we gotta go look for it somewhere. So it comes from sutra, and it's also directly quoted in Uttanamji, okay? Yay.
So we don't have the sutra. No, we do have the sutra.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that sutra's in a huge pile of mini sutras.
Pile of jewels, so to speak.
And they call it Ratnakuta. It's a big jumble section in the Kangyur, which is tiny little sutras. So it's called Pile of Jewels, Ratnakuta. Okay, all right. A favorite text of Tsongkhapa's is the 10 Level Sutra. And it's one of those little tiny mini sutras in the Pile of Jewels. You can't find it separately. If you look for it in the catalogs, you'll never find it. It's just a little tiny piece of the jewels. It's one of those little jewels, but he quotes it a lot. So you got to know those things.
Are those the 10 levels of the Bodhisattva? Or?
Yeah. Yeah. And so Kappa constantly quotes the 10 Level Sutra, but it's not in the Kanya if you don't know. You will never find it. Okay. It's just a piece in this treasure chest. So that you have to know the structure of the Kanya. Okay. All right, here we go. We're back. You read one more time. Mr. Tim will check you. Okay.
Eyang ye samla Jepani kuntak kyang yepat sam yimpe kepar ye mi nupe cheer dempar yepala jegela der yang dakpar yepao shepe kyang shido.
Yeah, now this is hard, okay? If we were, and by the way, to correct the second yang to yu requires a really
PhD degree, right?
Yeah, I mean, otherwise this whole sentence makes absolutely no sense at all. And that's something you need 30 years, 40 years of practice. Okay, sorry. It didn't feel right. And it was totally wrong. Okay, so Deyang Yud San La Chenani. If we're just talking about simple existence, okay? If we're just talking about, we're not talking about truly existing. If we just talk about existence, if you consider the three qualities of the mind-only school, and you consider kuntar, which means imaginary, can there be things in there that exist other than the husband who's upset because he didn't get his dinner? That kuntar is
non-existent.
Don't exist at all, not one atom. But kuntak means imaginary things. And there are imaginary things that do exist. You know, you can imagine how you're going to open the cafe by spring, for example. That's right now, that's kuntak. That's just a mental picture, but it exists. Okay, that is a possibility, probably certainty. Okay, right, Rosa? Yeah. Okay, so he says kundak kyang yepatsamimbe. You know, there are kuntaks that do exist. You know, there are imaginary things that have validity, like imagining a project that you're working on. That's imaginary, but that's a good imaginary. What's a bad imaginary? A husband who didn't do anything. Right? So he says, look, we can't just talk from the point of view of existing or not. We can't say kundak ye or kundak me, because it could be ye, but some kundaks may. So you can't make a blanket statement that all imaginary things are ridiculous, like the husband who's not your fault, because some imaginary things have reality, like a plan. Okay? You say, "Kepa ye minu peche." You cannot divide. You cannot draw a line and exclude kuntaks just on the basis that they don't exist, because some of them do exist. Okay? Therefore, you better add the words dempar to the yupa.
Okay.
Yeah, really. Now I say, how many kuntaks exist really?
None.
None.
You say none. Then you say none of them. No, I'm sorry.
Some of them, no?
Yeah. Well, it depends on what school you're in. Okay. How about a blue, which exists as an outside object?
No.
That don't exist. Yeah, the idea of
That's
blue.
memo.
Okay. Yeah. Dear Yan Che Gula. So you better add the words dembar.
Uh-huh.
Really exist. Okay. Dear Yan Dap Yopo. Yes.
Sounds like he just jumped up to the independent branch of the middle way school.
Yeah. I would a mind only school guy say some things exist really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a functionalist. What exists?
Yeah. Things that work.
Yeah.
Fires
Good
real.
number Shepa especially.
Yeah, you can burn yourself on it. Yeah. Okay. So they would accept the idea of Demba, yeah, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, he wants to connect Yandapa Yopa to Demba Yopa. It exists purely, meaning it exists really. Shebe Kyang Shedo. You could explain it that way, he says. And then he claims, Tim, you're gonna read Utai.
Utai drill shele, kyang sawa shete,
Yeah.
GK2, Lala Dr. Damche Ripong,
Ripong. Be a silent. Be a silent.
Tarangshing Yemete Nam do some
Yeah.
Yam. Damche la Kurpa Gatbe don't do.
Good.
Yang dat mayin kuntatya.
Mhm.
Chungde Rangshin ki Shiki Latmao.
All right. Ute Delshe. The commentary to Dividing the Middle from the Extremes, which was written by Stiramanti. Okay, here's the quotation. Mind Only School commentary by Stiramanti. Okay. The commentary on Maitreya, right? With his secretary,
Arya Sangha.
Arya Sangha. Okay. It's very clear from there, which usually means it's not. Okay. It's very clear in the commentary. Lala is like La La Land, right? Lala means some people. Lala means some people. Okay. Lala da. Some people say Cha Tamje are like a ribongira.
Oh, all things are like the horns of a rabbit.
Now, if you're a mind-only school guy And you say there are some idiots who think everything in the universe is only as real as the horn on a rabbit. Probably complaining about
Us.
the middle way. Okay, some idiots believe that the whole world, everything in the world is like a rabbit's horn. Okay, ye me. What's that mean? You see ye?
Without exception in this?
Yeah, totally me. Okay. And by the way, that ye has a meaning of totally. That's why wisdom is called
Yes, yes.
Yay, shay.
yeshe, because you know everything, okay, like me. Okay. So ye me means totally don't exist, like a ribbon. Because some people think that everything in the universe is similar to a rabbit's horn, we're gonna have to say Tam chela kurwaka. Tam chela kurwa. What's that mean? Tam chela kurda.
Underestimating everything. We deny underestimating everything.
For example, saying that what?
Everything is like the Ripongira.
Good. Yeah, that's the ultimate kunda. Okay. Underestimating its reality. Okay. Tam chela kunda. Gakbetunda. We want to stop those guys. Gakbetindu, for the sake of Tundu, Gakpa, stopping those guys who? Those idiots who say that nothing exists. Okay, that's why we say Yanda Mayin Kuntoya. It's not pure, it's just your imagination. Chejawa Sungte. And you better add Rang Shinki.
Baba Viveka.
Yeah. By the way, the 10-year doesn't say key, it says key. The key is a lot better. Caleb J has misquoted the 10-year and improved on it. In my opinion. Okay. It's kind of fun. Okay. And don't forget, in his time, they were still choosing the translations for the 10-year and Kanye. There were still arguments about, oh, this one's better, this one's better. Okay. So it wasn't like that they had made those decisions finally. And it's extremely interesting. In rare cases, you can find the translations that didn't make it. You know, they were not carved after that, but sometimes the manuscripts still exist. Okay. All right.
Geshe, I'm sorry, could you finish that sentence? The Rang Shingi Shejawat Sikki Lakma.
Yeah, again and again in this.
The latter words.
No, listen. Again and again in this section, he's referring to Lakma, meaning the extra words, and he's insisting it's Rang Shinki Yopa. Okay, so the Rang Shinki is the Lakma. Okay, you need to make that additional clarification. We're talking about existing through its own nature. Okay, got it?
We're at time, Geshe-la.
Anyway, it took me a long time, Utpala, and it took me a long time to figure out that when he says extra, he's talking about the Sakma on top of Yopa. Okay. I'm sorry, he's talking about the
Denbar.
The Rang Shinki on top of Yopa. Rang Shinki Yopa exists through some nature of its own. Okay, that's what the Sagma is. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yay.
And what should I do for next time?
Yeah, let me look. Hang on, it's the 8th today.
It is.
Hey, do you know why guys have to wear a tie? It's so their kids can suck on it. Yeah, okay. Wow. Let me make sure if that's the best thing. I would do section 186 and not 185. Okay.
Okay.
Try 186, and you'll get more out of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, well, Dee, I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Veronica felt bad for one evening when she got her booster, and so you'll probably be fine in the morning.
Yeah, I was feeling fine until, I don't know, late this morning. I just went.
Yeah, yeah.